Rise and shine, beautiful souls. So look, today I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about superheroes. Many of us grew up watching superheroes. If you did, you know that superheroes either come to this planet from some other planet already having their power, and they're like sent here on some mission, or through happenstance, they somehow get endowed with these powers through some crazy event, right? But I wanna show you something that's consistent amongst all these superheroes, is that none of them ever truly use their powers to help the whole of humanity. They literally have a really small vision that's very local, actually. I'm gonna start you off with Spider-Man, okay? Of course, they call him the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but let's deal with Spider-Man, okay? Spider-Man actually goes around protecting the assets of the rich and the laws of the government, the written laws of the government. He's not really focused on changing the world as a whole. Think about it. He shows up and he'll arrest you, tie you upside down on a web for breaking into a jewelry store. But meanwhile, he's protecting the assets of the righteous or upholding the law, right? Which you shouldn't steal, you shouldn't rob banks, any of that stuff, but that's also not Spider-Man's business. And the government even knows that on the cartoons. They even call him a vigilante and tell him they don't want him doing it, right? But here's what Spider-Man does. He'll show up, arrest you for breaking into some place, okay, stealing something, and he's gonna arrest you and shoot webs all over you, right? And then he's gonna take a picture of himself. Guess what he's gonna do with that picture after that? He's gonna go sell that picture for money under the disguise of another person. That's got to be wrong somewhere. Think about it. That's like embezzlement or something. It's something wrong with that, all right? Like, you're taking pictures in a suit as Spider-Man, like you're setting the camera in all these different places. You're doing all these little tricks and making the camera flash and catch you in these great poses, right? And then you go back and sell these photos as Peter Parker, like you're Peter Parker up there taking pictures of Spider-Man, like you're always in the right place, right? Nobody ever realized this. Jameson just pays the guy, yells at him. Spider-Man keeps his job, but somewhere along the line, this is not an honest living Spider-Man. Like, you're dirty for that. And what is in that web? What's in the web you're shooting? They come out of your wrist. Many people may say it come out of the man's cartridges or whatever, but they actually come out of his wrist on some of the comics. And what is that made out of? That's DNA. That's disrespectful. You're going around shooting DNA on people. I don't know what's in it. I can see why all these people have a vendetta with knowing who Peter Parker is so they can show up and make this man pay. Because if you squirt them webs on me, bro, I'm pause on all that. Just super pause. Because if some of that get in my mouth and I taste even a little bit of salt, trust me, bro, it's going to be a problem. Moving on to Superman, okay? Superman, faster than a speeding bullet, can leap buildings in a single bound, can fly. He's bulletproof. He has eyes for lasers for eyes. He can blow breath to freeze stuff, right? The man can do telekinesis. He's super strong. Like, Superman can do anything. It's not even right? But what does he use his powers for? To protect small metropolis, right? Isn't that crazy? He wears a horrible, horrible disguise. No one knows it's him whenever he's Clark Kent. Why, I don't know. He just literally puts on some glasses and takes that little curl off his head and put a suit on, and they don't know it's him anymore. He still walk around with his face is looking chiseled like it's carved out of stone, but yet nobody knows that's Superman. Lois Lane, she really go hard for Superman, but she don't know Clark Kent and Superman the same person, even though she's standing right up on him. She don't realize they about the same height. They got the same bone structure, shoulders both wide. Like, both of these dudes is big dudes. Every time Superman show up, Clark Kent magically disappears, and Lois Lane is just super aloof to all of this, right? So is everyone else that's in this whole picture, right? They don't know who Superman is. But Superman basically just flies through the air, you know, wearing his drawers on the outside. So he's a brand ambassador for Hanes or something, right? So he got all these little children. Many of these superheroes contribute to this. Maybe this is how they all keep money in their pockets, right? They ambassador for underwear, right? They just flying around in onesies and pajamas and wearing their drawers on the outside, right? But meanwhile, they're not really doing anything. Like, Superman has superpowers. He could go create structures across the planet, allowing people to have resources that don't have them in third world country. He could do all this stuff, right? But he doesn't. He just works for Metropolis, right? And we call these people superheroes, right? Batman is a multi-billionaire. In fact, being rich is his superpower. But he doesn't use this money to give resources to people who are in desolate areas, okay? There is a man who created a vapor, a box that sucks the vapor out of the air and turns it into water, okay? And with this, he's providing water for people who don't have access to water. He doesn't have any superpowers that you would normally see in any of these cartoons. He can't fly, he can't read minds, he can't see through walls, and yet he is changing the world. Batman has multi-billions of dollars, okay? And what does he do with it? They come to Batman, they say, hey, we have this new vehicle. It can operate on any terrain. It moves on air, right? It's fueled by air and solar power, right? Batman, he could say, let's create a few of these vehicles, a lot of them actually, and provide them to people in areas that don't have access to water, so they can travel to get this water, travel to get this food, right? Provide them these vehicles so they can get, ride around on different terrains and be fine, right? The automobile can ride on any terrain. That's not what Batman says, though. Batman says, destroy all of the other ones, destroy the blueprint for the prototype, paint it black and give it to me, and I'm gonna keep it in my Batcave. That's how it goes down. They come to Batman. We got this new fabric. This fabric is bulletproof. It's really lightweight. It maintains your body temperature no matter what climate you're in. Wow, that's amazing. Batman could say, let's send this material over to countries where people are really hot with no access to air conditioners, right? Give this fabric to them, okay? And when it's really hot, they can still be cool. Hey, let's send this fabric to places that's really cold, right? They don't have access to heat. So when it's really cold, they can put these suits on, right? And it keeps their body temperature the same underneath the suit, meaning they won't freeze to death. Let's send this to them, right? That ain't what Batman says. You know what he says? Make it black, right? Destroy all the other fabric. I don't want nobody else getting this, because if it's landing to the wrong hands, right, it's going to be a problem. Make it into a bat suit, give it to me. I'm going to take it to my bat cave and put it, in these little glass containers with my other suit. That's what we're going to do, right? That's Batman for you, okay? With all these billions of dollars, he's not creating resources to help the world. He's just being a vigilante at night, putting his own life on the line. Very smart move, right? Iron Man is supposed to be technologically sound. This is his superpower, right? His ability to create. And he's rich. But nah, he just makes suits for himself and weapons for the military. This man has a whole, big old building in outer space, like satellite space building, that he can just hit a button and get other suits out of it, right? But he ain't create no way to for water to be accessible in third world countries, though. You understand? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, they use superheroes to make us think that you have to have these ridiculous powers that no one in reality has in order to save the world. But even the people with these powers, they don't save the world, right? Bruce Banner's supposed to be even smarter than Iron Man, right? But they only need Bruce when they need him as Hulk to smash. Bruce Banner becomes useless if he's not the Hulk, right? If you look at the comic books, right? The comic book says that Bruce Banner goes on to create these banner type technologies, right? Named after Bruce Banner. And he rivals Tony Stark. He even bests Tony Stark in many of his creations, meaning this dude is smarter than Tony Stark. Neither does he create resources that actually change the whole world. Their thinking is very small. You understand? Black Panther. Oh, yeah. He is the richest superhero in the entire world. This dude's net worth is estimated to over $500 billion. And he just stay over in Wakanda minding his own business, even though his daddy got killed on foreign soil. And when it came time for him to truly help the world, to help the impoverished, right? To help the bullied, he didn't want to do it. He wanted to build a school and start off slow by giving knowledge. Meanwhile, he has the actual resources to lift the burden right up off of these people, right? See, whenever we grow up as children, we get programmed as children to see these different cartoons and to never think past it. So yes, of course, every superhero with all of these amazing powers, of course they work for the government, because they want little children to understand that nobody's above the law. Nobody. Even Hancock had to go to prison for breaking some buildings. You understand? Many lives could be destroyed in the process while criminals do crazy shit. And these governments don't really seem to care about human lives. But if you knock down a building, oh, that is a problem. You're destroying property now, right? And this property damage becomes more of a problem than losing any lives. So the superheroes become criminals because they're damaging properties while trying to help the world, right? But they all feel like they have to obey somehow the government. The Avengers, all these superpowers they have, they still work for the government. Batman spends his time staring in the sky, waiting for somebody to shine some light so he can know somebody needs some help. Superman, Spider-Man, all of them stand on top of buildings looking down, waiting for something to happen, right? But they don't go out here and actually change the world on their own. Why? Why is that? Now, if you go out of Western culture, though, and you go to like places like Japan, you know, look at their animes, look at their cartoons. It's more about, yeah, they have ridiculous powers, but it's more about your inner workings. It's like they're on a mission to discover something in themselves. You know what I mean? And a lot of times you don't really see them mingle with the government. But a lot of American heroes, that's exactly what they do. Superman comes from a whole entire other planet to work with the government, right? Thor comes from a whole entire different planet to work for the Avengers, which works for the government, right? And all these other people who have all these crazy powers somehow use these powers to go work for the government. Spider-Man went and got a job. Superman went and got a job. Batman fakes like he's a playboy, but he uses his money at night. One Punch Man is the strongest person in the entire universe in his world, and he went and got a job working for the Hero Association and got mad when they gave him a low grade. Like he's stronger than anybody by far. Like seriously, his problem is he can't even use more than one punch in a fight. Like his one punch destroys people. And with this power, he went and got a job because he wanted to be approved and validated by people. This is telling you like how superheroes really think. And I want you guys to know something. You don't have to have all of these special powers, be able to fly, be fast like the Flash, right? You don't have to be able to do all that stuff to be able to be a superhero, to be able to change lives. You understand? You can be a superhero with the gifts that you have now. You merely just have to think to yourself, with this power, how can I be responsible for it? In a way that means I can change the whole world. How can I use my gift to change the world? See larger than the little area you live in, okay? You can be better than Spider-Man, little kid, little child. You can be better than Superman, little child. These people don't exist, but you do, and you can do even greater feats than them. You do not have to be able to fly. Please believe in yourself. And when you are out here being a superhero, wear your drawers under your pants or under your shorts, whatever you're wearing. All right. Now, they say that these people wear underwear, just to put it out there. They wear underwear because they're copying like old wrestlers and stuff and how they used to dress. But it's pretty weird. Put on real clothes, y'all. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you have found yourself. Peace.